How do we unlock doors we don't even know are there? This was the takeaway theme from a conversation that I had recently with someone. And if you are someone who's experiencing suffering or pain or discomfort or just not enjoying something about your life right now, then the insights that I'm about to share from this conversation may really serve you. This conversation was part of a research that I'm doing, and we touched on multiple threads. I won't speak into those now. One of them being that after her marriage ending, this person is going on this journey of self discovery and also self reclamation, reclaiming parts of herself that she didn't have available to her in the years during the marriage, or even just up until this point in her life, and unlocking things that she didn't even know was there or even possible. And part of that being a sexual reclamation, a sexual exploration, exploring and finding and enjoying depths of pleasure that hadn't been available to her, and it sounds like wasn't even aware of the possibility to them being there. And that's really the interesting thing that I got from this question, from this conversation, is how do we unlock doors that we don't know are there? How are we able to understand that something is missing and gain the insight to be able to start to move towards unlocking that door? The challenge that can come from that is, well, sometimes we don't know if it's safe to go in search of a door we don't even know is there, because, well, we don't know what we'll find on the other side. And I'll get into that in a little bit. This person shared how in their journey of reclamation and expansion, they have been exploring non-traditional modalities. They tried, the typical therapy avenue and didn't really find it supportive. And I resonate with that a lot. I understand that. And I think that's because a lot of traditional therapy focuses on the wrong thing. I kind of say it's like taking your car to a mechanic because the check engine light is on, and they spend their time checking the light and not the engine. I get the sense that a lot of traditional therapies are so focused on the problem that they're not open to seeing a solution. And this is why, I love the contact intimacy that we've created. I love the Pillars to Partnership program that we're doing. It's a combination of mental with the mind and tantric hypnosis, but also the somatic with somatic and movement-based therapies, bridging the gap between masculine and feminine to be able to find the harmony between them, because I believe definitely that when we can find harmony between the masculine and feminine that resides within us, it invites harmony between two people, which then encourages harmony across community and beyond. And that's really the spiritual vision that we have at Sex.Prayers, is harmony, the safety for playful exploration. That's why we have the pillars of conscious intimacy, and it's so valuable to us, this idea of playfulness. And this was one of the things that came up in the conversation, actually. I have been a massage therapist for a long while now. And I have this rule that massage doesn't need to hurt. That you can't massage too deeply, only too quickly. And when we rush, it can create tension, which is kind of the opposite for what we're looking for in massage. When we're seeking relaxation, we're seeking relief. And so when massaging areas of tension, essentially knots, bundles of energy, fibers, taking a slow approach invites the relief and the release without having to experience the pain of pushing through to the other side. I much prefer the gentle approach. It may take more time, but it doesn't have to be so painful. And I think that's, for me at least, that's a compromise I'm oftentimes willing to make, depending on how painful it actually is. And with things that are deeply emotional, that kind of pain, in Tantric teaching, there's this idea of the mind being the most tangible, the body being the most tangible aspect of the mind, and the mind being the least tangible aspect of the body. And so mental emotional knots can manifest as physical knots or tension in the body or dis-ease. And the longer that tension in the mental emotional layer of consciousness or subconsciousness is unaddressed, the longer it allows disharmony and dis-ease in the body. And one of the things that this person shared, which I love, was when they started exploring non-traditional therapies, they were going to the gym a lot at the time, but they weren't able to put on weight or mass or build strength. When they started to do this non-traditional therapy, they started to put on weight, they started to put on mass, and it's because it was dealing with the mental, emotional, unconscious, subconscious challenges, the knots, which was then inviting the growth physically. And I loved that insight. But speaking into this, well, how do we search for doors we don't even know are there? In Tantric teachings, one of the things that has been sat with me this week is a particular teaching that says we experience the world as we are, that the world is a reflection of us, that we view the world through the individualized lens of our psyche, of our ego, of who we are, or the collection of truths that we hold, the story of ourself. And so if there's something in our life that we don't like, if there's something that's causing us pain or suffering or dis-ease, or we're just not really enjoying, then it's often a reflection of us, something that is out of harmony, something that is out of ease within us, that is reflecting in the world that we live, in the experience of our life, that's manifesting physically. It's, the equivalent of the knot in the muscle. It's the knot in life, that pain point that is becoming apparent to us and we haven't figured out how to resolve. And that pain point may be something very obvious, very tangible, a physical ailment, but also emotional trauma, or it might be something really subtle, something that we want to change, but we're not sure how, and it's not unbearably painful, but it is something that we'd like to see different. And this person was saying that they reached depths of pleasure in their sexual exploration and reclamation they didn't even know was possible before this journey that they'd been on. How can you know that something is available to you if you don't even know that there's a door preventing you from getting there? And really, this is what the pain points speak to, this idea that whatever it is that you're not enjoying is just an invitation to see what it is that is being invited to be addressed, what's being invited to reflect upon and change. And this is what I enjoy doing when I have sessions with people is, you can't ask yourself questions you don't even know are there, let alone answer them. How can you unlock a door you didn't even know was there? You don't know if you have the key, let alone where the door is. And so in the sessions that I do with people, I love getting the opportunity to go on that journey of exploration with them and ask the questions that they haven't considered asking themselves, so that it invites not just the revelation of the door, but the exploration of unlocking it together in a safe way, whether that's with me doing the mental aspect or with my partner Tiffany, who does this somatic. She's trauma-informed somatic therapist. That bridge of the masculine and feminine, of the harmony between the intellectual ego and the somatic body, that's a beautiful way of unlocking doors and finding things on the other side and depths of pleasure. And typically, we can only experience the depths of pleasure as we're willing to experience or be open to the depths of or heights of pain. I butchered that quite a lot, but hopefully you could get the sentiment. You can only go as high as you're willing to go as deep. And if you've experienced significant pain on one end of the spectrum, then what's waiting is an equal and opposite amount of joy and pleasure on the other end of the spectrum. This is a very tantric idea that one side of the coin necessitates the experience of the other side of the coin. And being open to that means you get to experience and enjoy all of it. Now, the challenge of that is, well, I don't know if I want to open a door that I don't know about, because I'm conscious of being able to deal with the other side. And that's why safety for us is so key. That's why I did an entire research project on it, spoke with over 40 women on this topic, learning from them about creating safety and what safety means to them as women, but also how to create that for ourselves. Because when we outsource our safety to someone else or external from us, then we're handing over power. And the whole idea of Tantric teachings and what we're embedding into the Sex.Prayers Academy is this notion of sovereignty, of reclamation, of claiming our ability to hold our experience, not just hold our experience, but to find the joy in it. That is sovereignty. That is empowerment. That is a life worth fighting for, a life worth investing in. And that's not always easy to invest. The challenge or the potential unsafety. And so finding ways to do that in a safe way, to explore that in a way that feels safe and feels aligned and feels desirable. That's where the juice is. And that's, for me at least, the value in not just looking for the door that we don't even know is there, but getting the support to find the door as well as create the safety to open it. And yeah, that's been a journey for me too. So I trust that there is some nugget in there that really resonated and spoke with you. And please feel free, bye Miko, please feel free to share anything in the comments that landed and any insights that you feel that you may have gained from going on this journey of exploration with me. I look forward to us joining again next time.